Here's a question for you, Mr. Enzo. What is it like training at Mr. Hernandez's school?
Honestly, it's pretty awesome. You have a TNA wrestler training you to become a wrestler. And honestly, Hernandez is a good guy. And what I mean by that is like Hernandez is awesome and funny, but I don't know. He has some funny moments too here and there. He's just honestly funny. And one of the promos I did, he was funny too. And just remember, Hernandez was in LAX with Homicide and TNA. So yeah, honestly, awesome wrestler. I recommend it.
Very killer move with that border toss. It says, Crusher, have you ever visited the San Antonio style wrestling school in Texas? What's the main difference in American training versus Irish wrestling schools? Well, I've never been to Hernandez's school. However, I have been to Salt Lake City, obviously, in Manny Smith's operation, Manny Lemons. And having seen that versus what I've seen out in NIPW, there's just not a lot of difference. It's the same kind of thing, only different techniques. The only thing different is the techniques that they're kind of showing you. I'll tell you one thing they teach us out here. They always want you to throw the clothesline like a punch if somebody's going to duck it. So I throw it like a punch versus an actual clothesline. And they're saying, when they do this, they call it, what was the thing that I always say? You're rainbowing. You're rainbowing, meaning your arm's going out too far. So I always want us to throw it like a punch. I don't know. Little things like that, So of course we're going to hear from Ricky, and I can't just imagine all the excuses that are going to come out of that kid's mouth when he says on how he lost the NWF belt. Who knows what he's going to say? We'll find out. I know Smalls said when he gave me the good luck video for my retirement match, he goes, and do us a favor, back the heck out of Ricky Henry for us.
Yes, I do want to see that. I wanted to roast him so bad, but I guess he's crying at home right now.
Yeah, he's probably under the bed, sulking it up right now. He calls himself the Globetrotter. I'm going to call him the Missing in Action Trotter, Ricky Henry.
Yep, one of them wrestlers just don't show up. No-shower really in wrestling.
Yeah,
Ricky Henry.
We got Mr. Enzo on here, and that's over there. I'd say Mr. No-Show, Ricky Henry. Yes, good point,
Yeah.
Keaton.
Well, I still have fun no matter what.
Can you guys remember walking into the dojo for the first time? Were you nervous? At what point did you realize you belonged?
When I walked through that door, the first time I saw Hernandez, I was signing my contract. Hernandez was like, "Hey, what's your name?" I was like, Hernandez is. There's some people where they look scary, but they're really not. That's what happened to me and Hernandez. When I saw Hernandez was like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I was like, so intimidated by him because he's a big guy, And I was like, my name's Enzo. He's like, "No, what's your wrestling name?" And I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Enzo." And yeah, and then over 1 year and over time, I got used to it, and I was like, "Oh, I finally belong here."
I prefer much more the old school type of arm drags, like Ricky Steamboat actually jumping in with arm drags, because a lot of the newer stuff is like where someone holds the other hand to the other side. That's not really realistic. The way Ricky Steamboat does it in the old school way, I think that's far better.
And when I was doing, that's what they told me I did out in Salt Lake City. I was doing Ricky Steamboat style arm drags, and they weren't used to it. And the guys, all the trainees that I was doing it to out there were like, they would stop. They wouldn't even do the arm drag. They weren't used to somebody doing that. And I said, I remember I looked at the trainer and said, "Am I doing something wrong?" They said, No, it's okay, Crusher. They're just not used to seeing that. You're not doing anything wrong. But yeah, that's the thing, just try to learn different ways to do things, right?